Welcome to Faith and Freedom Fridays, where we explore the godly way to vote with faith and integrity. Here are your hosts, LaTanya Evans and Kathy Ryan.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Faith and Freedom, the conversation. And as you can see, it's just me. Kathy, she was not able to join us this Friday. But as you see, also, we are having open mic tonight. So if anyone wants to come on and share with us, be a part of the conversation, please, I will drop the link in the description. Sorry, I will drop the link in the description or in the comment section, and then you are welcome to come. Oh my gosh, can you all see that? I am having an issue with fruit flies, and now they apparently are trying to move to where I'm at. So, okay. So if you see me flotting and swatting, and I don't know, I may even get out the fly swatter. Please just bear with me because this is just out of control. But anyways, so thank you for joining us. Tonight, one of the things that I was wanting to talk about was, for one, the biggest thing is the what's happening with Islam and Sharia law, and how it's already being what they're doing in Texas, and I think some other places too. Hi, Angela. Thank you so much for joining tonight. And I am going to show a clip about what's going on. And there's just been a lot of things that's been going on. We know about the Epstein files. President Trump has actually to the bill, or signed what he needed to sign so that they could be released. So that's finally going to come out. And so we can talk about that. And then also Mandini, I'm probably saying his wrong incorrectly, but was at the White House today, and there was a conversation about that. So I am excited to get into these conversations. And once again, I just want to remind people that this is a platform where we welcome what you have to say. We welcome if there is a difference of thoughts or opinions. We just ask that you be respectful, and let's talk about it, because a lot of platforms you're not able to express your differences or express things. And we want to have a platform where everyone can be heard, and we can talk, we can agree to disagree. And so that is what we will be discussing tonight. Sorry, you all. Oh my goodness. Hi, Paula. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you, sis. Thank you for being here. Thank you, both of you. So let's get into this. So the Epstein files. So they are finally being released, and it has just been like, what can we say about it? A lot of people are saying that if President Trump was involved in the uh, the nasty stuff, what was going on with Epstein, that he would have tried to delay the files from being released, at least until after he got out of office. But he didn't do that. And a lot of people are saying if there really was something that was there, he would have, that the other side would have, he wouldn't have been president, because they would have found a way, especially when they were in the House and had the House and the Senate, that they would have tried their best to get out these files so that President Trump could not have even ran again. So this is going to be very, very interesting. Already we're seeing some things of some individuals that had some dealings with Epstein, where I think it was Jeffrey, I'm not for sure his last name, but he's one of the head persons. He's one of the head persons on the Democratic side, where his campaign had solicited funds and or money from Epstein. So that's something, and it's just wow. So what is you all's take, Angela, Paula? What can you have you watched the news on that, or do you have any comments on that? I want to see if I can pull up a clip so that we can watch. I think that would be great to do that. So, if you have anything to say particularly about that, could you please like leave it in the comment section? So, I am going to see about pulling up a clip that I thought was really good about the Epstein file. Let me see. Who do um I will go with, let me see. Um let's see. Um okay, the latest on this. So I wanted to maybe bring up, let me see. Oh boy, sorry. These hmm. Um okay, I'll bring up this clip and we can see um we'll go with this one. Okay. Let me pause this and let me see. Just a second. I'm trying to okay. Okay, I don't think I can play it now. I think I can only do the one at a time. So what I'll do right now is that I'll come back to that and I will shift to something else that is troubling and that is going on. And Angela actually sent me this video, and this video was talking about what is happening, and with all the other stuff that's going on, it's like people are forgetting what is happening in other words about Sharia law and some other things with that. So I'm going to play that video. Let me go to that. Okay, just a second. No, not normal speed. Let's see. Okay, do that.
I'm gonna give you 2 seconds to guess where this is. Guess where this is, anywhere in the world. I want you to guess where this is. Okay? Well, your 2 seconds are up, guys, because I'm gonna give you 2 seconds to guess where this is. Guess where this is anywhere in the world. I want you to guess where this is. Okay? Well, your 2 seconds are up, guys, because take a look. This Muslim gathering was in Irving, Texas. Irving, Texas is the city in Texas where 2 Sharia law courts are operating, already ruling on over 300 cases. Do you understand how serious this Islam situation is in America? Now, I have brought you videos about Epic City in Texas and how it's going ahead. The DOJ investigated, Texas investigated. There's nothing they can do about it. They're building this giant megacity, okay, Islamic megacity where Sharia law will be the law and order of where in Texas, in this megacity. But it's not just Texas. Okay, we're seeing this all across the United States. Okay, and we're going to tie it into New York. There's things happening in Florida. I don't know if I can cover it all in this video, but make sure you guys are subscribed, because what have I been bringing you? I've been bringing you all the chaos that's been happening in this country. All they want us distracted with all these other things and not focusing on what they're really doing. Of course, we know the bigger picture where they're just, when I talk about the WEF, when they say that they want to have with digital ID, they want to tie in if you got vaccinated for these for a pandemic that's coming up. I played that video in a live stream where Tony Blair accidentally said it. I mean, the list goes on and on. They want to do everything they can to distract us, to keep us feeling in fear, to erode the rule of law, and to just keep things at such a frantic pace with news that we are not actually seeing what's happening under the cover. You're not going to see this on mainstream media. You're not going to see this pretty much anywhere, but I'm going to be bringing you this information. So let's continue, because there are some things. Let's go back. We saw Texas, which we'll get back to in a second, but look what's going on in New York. So it says here, New York Police Department is educating the public on how to properly wear a hijab. The NYPD are instructing the public on how to wear your new hijab. This is wild, guys. It's wild.
So ideally, there's different ways, by the way. You fit it how you want to, but you can take one side short, one side long, right? And then you put it over and over around your face. And some days you get creative, you can get a pin. I piece out everything I do as you can see. And then I just tuck it in right here. And you wrap it around your accordingly. Make sure it doesn't cover. Just in case. This is the most simple way that you can wear it.
Say what? This is what the NYPD is busy with. This is what they want now. Mamdani hasn't even gotten in yet, but this is what they're doing. Why in the world is the NYPD instructing women on how to wear their hijab? What does that have to do with anything? What does that have to do with law enforcement? Oh, they'll call it community outreach. Still, what does this have to do with any of it? I told you what's to come. I told you what they're planning for. While they have us distracted, this is what they're creeping in. And they want to normalize all of this. They come against, if you're a Christian, honestly, they really hate you. Absolutely hate you. And you must accept everything that they're doing. And if you don't, well, then you're a racist. You're a bigot. Then that's what they do. They throw in these names and make you just feel like you're doing something wrong. You're the one who's the problem. But look at this. Getting back to Texas, let me show you this. It says 48 mosques have opened in Texas just in the last 24 months. In the last 24 months, 48, 2 mosques a month have been opened up. But that's going to go exponentially higher than what you.
I was muted. Wow, can you see that? Can you see that? And I had spoken with someone who was previous. Can you hear me now, Angela? I was on mute. Can you hear me now? I had spoken to someone who was a previous Muslim, and they are Christian now. They have been a Christian for years, converted. And they said that there is no way that they are not affiliated with the Islam faith, in other words, these individuals. And that is just wild that here it is over here in America, and they're trying trying to normalize it or whatnot. And I'm sure there's more that is going to be shared about this. And if you can make something normalized, if you can make something like, oh, it's not a big deal, it's not this, it's not that, that's all it takes, just a little bit here, a little bringing down, a little chipping away. This is like, I mean, did we ever think that we would see something like that? Oof. So please, I know, never thought I would see this day. Yeah, it is just wow. Don't people do not understand what this all means, especially for girls and females. Exactly. Exactly. Absolutely. Yes. Yes, Paula. Mm-hmm. Yes. Hi, Shireen. Thank you so much, sis, for joining. Let me, sorry, trying to, okay. Wow, that is just, I don't know what to say. It's so just disturbing. It is just so disturbing. And so, wow. Well, we're going to get back to watching the rest of this video.
In case anybody tries to tell you you're panicking, you're Islamophobic, you're just hating, you're whatever they want to throw at you. You got to understand that this is all part of the plan. And they want to make you believe that what you see and what you hear, what you feel, don't believe your senses, don't believe your eyes, don't believe your ears, just trust what we're saying. And if you go against anything that we're talking about, well, then you're Islamophobic, you're a racist, you're a bigot, and I don't know, you hate the new America that they're creating. Lies and chaos. Let me show you. I'm going to show you something else. Let's get into this. This is actually a good one. Now, for a moment, I wasn't sure if this was real. I thought this was Brad Pitt. Doesn't he kind of look like Brad Pitt? So I have to double check, but yes, this is real. And shout out to this guy, but that was like, I was like, why is Brad Pitt talking about this in Texas? But it's not, guys, okay? Because I showed this to a couple people and they were like, is that Brad? No, it's not, okay? But listen to the information he's about to give you.
Ladies and gentlemen, I give you Texas. What the hell is even that? All right, so somewhere along the way, Texas became an Islamic sanctuary state, and now you see them chanting and cheering in the street. Now, you want to say that you don't like being exposed to ideologies or religions or politics that you don't agree with. Well, I don't think any of us do. Yet in the streets of Texas, this is what I'm being exposed to. You have a choice to believe in whatever religion you want to believe in, unless you live in a Muslim-led country. Then you will be forced to believe in a state-sponsored religion. This in and of itself, which, by the way, is part of their law and justice system, is completely contrary to what we believe in when we say we're Americans that trust in the Constitution of the United States. But especially as Texans, folks, let me just tell you, Texas ain't the Texas that most Texans think it is anymore. And I think this video proves it. Ooh, what are you going to do when they come for you?
You're getting a little goofy with it. But yeah, this is happening in Texas, guys. But I got more to show you. I have more to show you. Take a look at this. Take a look at this.
एयरफोर्स के साथ साथ और एनवाईपीडी के साथ साथ मैं ऑनलाइन बैचलर्स कर रही हूँ ऑफ लॉ ग्रेजुएट कर रही हूँ अक्टूबर में एंड आई विल बी अ पुलिस ऑफिसर जब से मैंने फौज मिलिट्री ज्वाइन की वहाँ पे भी मैंने अपना हिजाब पहना जब फिर मैं एनवाईपीडी में आई और मैं 911 का यूनिफॉर्म पहनती थी इमरजेंसी लाइन के लिए वहाँ पे भी मैं हिजाब पहनती थी उस यूनिफॉर्म में आप 2 सरकारी नौकरियाँ इस वजह से कर सकते हैं क्योंकि एनवाईपीडी अकोमोडेट करती है आपको यू कैन provide service to your country and to the city at the same time. हम डिस्कस सियालकोट से हैं देहाती कल्चर में मैं बोर्न एंड लाइक रेज्ड हूँ और मुझे वो बहुत याद आता है स्पेशली मकई की रोटी अपने लास्ट ईयर में तो मैंने मिलिट्री का एग्जाम दिया था एयरफोर्स के लिए और वो मेरा क्लियर हो गया सारा प्रोसेस जब मैं 18 साल की हुई मैंने एयरफोर्स ज्वाइन की
Okay, so she was speaking another language there most of the time, but let me just read this to you. The Islamization of the NYPD and U.S. military. America isn't being conquered by force. It's being surrendered. It's surrendering by choice. Our police and military are no longer demanding assimilation. They're enforcing accommodation. A new NYPD officer, the first Pakistani American woman to serve in both the U.S. Air Force and NYPD, proudly stood before the American and Pakistani flags to boast that both institutions fully accommodated her Islamic religious demands. And understand, this was an official video that they put out, an official video. Okay, this wasn't like in her house just talking about it and talking about her religious beliefs, but no, now her religious beliefs have to be accommodated, and just like they're teaching people, regular people, not just the NYPD officers, how to wear their hijab, and they're instructing regular citizens to do that. But now they're actually putting out propaganda piece. Like, this is happening, guys, right now, and Mamdani hasn't even gotten in. What did I tell you? So they have so it says but they boost both. Sorry, she proudly stood before the American and Pakistani flags to boast that both institutions fully accommodated her Islamic religious demands: hijab exemptions, modified uniforms, halal meals at taxpayer expense, special treatment under Sharia rules. Our military are now bending to Sharia rules. Where's Pete Hegseth? Why are they allowing this to happen? And you have to wonder, what is going on, guys? Like I told you on my live streams, I kind of unpack and we go deeper on what is actually happening with all of these things and where it's all leading. So then it says, this isn't diversity, it's submission. We already celebrate Pakistan Day at the NYPD, complete with flag raisings honoring a nation that harbored Osama bin Laden and remains one of the world's most notorious terror exporters. The same Pakistan that persecutes Christians and jails blasphemers. The same Pakistan whose madrasas fuel global jihad. And now its flags wave at the NYPD headquarters. Have we lost our minds? Have we forgotten who Pakistan is and what Sharia means? Every hijab exemption, every halal mandate, every flag raising is one more symbol of a nation quietly replacing its constitution with compliance to a foreign law. This is not assimilation. Okay, this is the Pakistanification. I don't even know if that's a real word, but of America. This is the Islamification of America. This must stop. Islamic nations around the world are laughing at us. They would never allow us to go into their countries to do this. Never, never. But here, everybody, well, you don't want to step on toes. You don't want to be racist. You don't want to be a bigot. You don't want to, all these things. Have you seen what's happened in the UK? Okay, Christians aren't allowed to pray outside. They're banning dogs because Muslims don't like them. You have the mayor of London who has allowed a lot of this to be ushered in over there, saying that that New York reminds him of Mamdani, and New York reminds him of London, and that he sees Mamdani and himself in Mamdani. Okay, you have it where people are being jailed by the thousands for posting a meme or saying they don't want illegal.
Okay, I just wanted to pause it right there for a second. Oh, sorry. I just wanted to pause it for a second. Look at that. That is just wow. Wow. What do you all have to say about this? I mean, what in the tarnation is going on? This is wow. They have room of prayers in public schools too, but they took the Bible and got out of public school. Exactly. It's like someone said that America won't be destroyed from outside, but from inside. How in the world does that make sense? You take away the Bible and you have issues with Christians when it comes to in schools, even in the public arena, but yet you're making accommodations for, I like how she had put it, for like a foreign, another country, for what they believe, for what is, it's just does not make sense. Because in a lot of these Muslim nations, in a lot of these nations, they know that they could not do even just a tiny bit of stuff that they do over here in America with freedom, the freedom of speech and what the Constitution allows. They wouldn't be able to do just a little bit over there, but yet they come over here and it's like, you can say whatever you want, you can, whatever the case may be. And look at what they're trying to do right now. Wow. Heck, what unfortunate. I have tunnel vision again. How did I miss it? Yes. She's a YouTuber who's been telling everybody about what Muslims are doing. This country started turning away from God many years ago. Now look at us. Exactly. That's right, Paula. That's right. It's amazing how if you speak against other religions and people call you hateful or phobic, etc. But if you speak out against Christianity, it's okay to do so and others will applaud you. You hit it on the nail, sis. You hit the hammer on the nail. Exactly. Exactly. When you speak about other religions and people, they call you hateful or phobic. But when you uh, but when you know, if people speak out against Christians, it's okay. It's okay to do so. And like you said, and others will applaud. Wow. They are worried the Epstein files while they slip in Islam's everywhere. Wow. Yeah, exactly. Hmm. Well, we're going to get back to watching this video.
Nothing says Texas pride like handing the keys of your cities to an unelected religious ruler. This week, Maulana Hazar Imam, the 50th Imam of the Shia Imami Islami Muslims, arrived in Houston to a red carpet welcome worthy of a head of state. He was personally greeted by Sugarland Mayor Carol McCutcheon. I think that's her name. McCutcheon. Mayor Pro Tem Rick Miller and Islami Council President Al Karim Al Din.
Oh, okay. Okay. There it is. Okay, good. Let me go back.
And presented with 2 keys to the city, one from Sugarland and one from Houston's new mayor, John Whitmire. Notice, Texas, your leaders aren't defending Texas from foreign influence. They're celebrating it. The ceremony, wrapped in an interfaith celebration rhetoric, featured a youth performance blending the U.S. national anthem with the Nasheed al-Imama, a hymn praising the Imam, a symbolic fusion of American patriotism and Islamic devotion that should alarm anyone who still values church-state separation. This was no private religious affair. It was a state-sanctioned display of submission, political reverence disguised as diversity. The red carpet spectacle wasn't a one-off gesture. It was the unveiling of something far larger. Okay, so there's a whole lot to this that I can get back into, but I want to play some of this video for you.
The Ismaili Update USA visit. I'm Lola Begim. I'm from Brooklyn, New York, and today I'm excited to be coming to you from Houston, Texas. This afternoon, Maulana Hazar Imam arrived in Houston, marking the beginning of a special visit for the Jamaat across the United States. Maulana Hazar Imam was accompanied by Prince Amin, Prince Hussein, and Prince Ali Muhammad. He was received by Sugarland Mayor, the Honorable Carol McCutcheon, Mayor Pro Tem Rick Miller, Ismaili Council for USA President Al Karim Ali Dina, and a delegation of Jamaati leadership. Following a welcome by an honor guard, a musical ensemble made up of young people from across the region performed the national anthem and Nasheed al-Imama. Behold, the wider, recognizing the Ismaili community's contributions to the wider community. Maulana Hazar was gifted a key to the city of Sugarland by Mayor McCutcheon, recognizing the Ismaili community's contributions to the wider community. Later in the afternoon, Maulana Hazar visited Houston City Hall to meet with the city's mayor, Honorable John Whitmire. In a gesture of genuine warmth, the mayor presented Maulana Hazar with a key to the city of Houston. The mayor will be the chief guest at the opening ceremony of the Ismaili Center in Houston. Don't forget to join us live tomorrow to watch the ceremony. The center, joining 6 others across the world, will stand as a testament to the Ismaili community's presence in the United States and our values of pluralism, generosity, and care for those in need. Over the last several weeks, Jamaati members gathered in celebration to mark the arrival of our beloved 50th Imam to the United States of America. Today was marked by a deep sense of joy and gratitude across the country. We will be back with daily episodes of the Ismaili Update throughout Maulana Hazar visit to the United States of America. The Ismaili website and social media channels will feature all official photos.
Okay, so they're just giving more. You can see them welcoming this, but you saw the American flag was on the side for this. And this isn't even Epic City, guys. Okay, in case anybody's confused, it's not. They don't care. So so this is just explaining what this is Mali Center in Houston. But this is going on all over the place. Okay, but it says here Texans spoke out about this. Messages are pouring in from outraged citizens who watched as streets were barricaded, traffic rerouted, and police deployed to give the imam a royal welcome. Crowds lined the roads, waving flags and chanting praise, while elected officials smiled for the cameras. The transformation of Texas. This wasn't a religious visit. It was a public pledge of political allegiance. A once independent Texas is being reshaped piece by piece into something unrecognizable. While Texans fight to preserve their sovereignty, their leaders roll out the red carpets for foreign rulers. Texas was built by pioneers who refused to bow. Today, their descendants watch as politicians kneel. So there it is, guys. And like I said, I'm going to be bringing you more and more. Make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel and subscribe to Melanie Offscript. I will be going live tonight. We're going to be discussing a huge array of topics because we got to see where this goes. This goes deeper than this. This isn't the end. I told you they're even setting up for the one world religion under the Abraham Accords. I brought that in a live stream before, but I think I need to dive into it some more.
So what do you think? Wow. I need to get a little bit more educated about the Abrahamic Accords and how all of that plays into it. But like she was saying, it seems like that things are being shaped up for the one world, order. And we know that these things are going to happen, but it still doesn't mean, we still need to be informed. We still need to not be so distracted by all the other stuff that's happening. And slowly but surely, these things are happening. That is just wow, that Sharia law. And oh my gosh. Let me see. Let me go to the comment section. It's absolutely crazy. I live where it already is. Okay. People in the US will not stop this till it's too late. Wake up, people. Yeah. Okay. Yes, better talk to your congressman to slow this down. Yes, because it's so easy to say, okay, it's not happening here, it's not happening, where I'm at or whatnot, and just not take it serious until it starts to happen where you're at. And wow, Texas is the last state I would expect to. I know, Paula. That was when I saw that video, I was like, now I could see maybe if that was happening in maybe New York or California, one of those places. But in Texas, of all places, that was really surprising. Very surprising. And God's word don't lie. That's right. That is true. Okay, we're going to continue with this video. Let's see.
Essentially a mosque inside of the Vatican. I kid you not. I kid you not. And so the three world religions that they're putting together, that they claim they're putting together, is Islam, Catholicism, and Judaism. Christianity is completely out of it because Christianity and Catholicism are two separate things. Yes, both can believe in Jesus Christ, but understand those are different. But nowhere in there is about, Christians. Completely damn left out, completely ostracized. And if you notice, even on media and things that happen, who do they always make fun of? If they're going to make fun of a religion, if they're going to put down somebody for their values, who is it? It's always Christians, okay? American Christians. They make fun of us. They think we have no power, no say in what's happening. They tell us it's not Christian if you don't, love all of this that's happening, and that all of these religions, even the Pope said that all religions now lead to God. Every single one. There is no need to believe in Jesus Christ. All of them lead to the same place. So you're going to want to stay updated on that information. So like I said, subscribe to Melanie Offscript. We'll be live tonight. And with that, I will see you guys on the next one.
Wow. So even they're saying at the Vatican that there is a mosque that is in one of the, I guess there. So what do you think? Yes. In the heart of Texas said he's trying to stop this, but he said he didn't even know it was this bad. Oh, wow. That is really, didn't know that it was this bad. That's why I do, and I think I heard this before, that when they're trying to sneak in some resolutions, or just like what was mentioned about how the person that mentioned they didn't know that it was this bad. But if you can have some distractions, like with this Epstein stuff and whatever else, then it's like you can do some things while everyone else is distracted with this. And so true. Wow. So there is another video I want to show. I will get to that. Just bear with me. Okay. And this one is about with the Epstein stuff and the files being released. Let me okay. Let me change this up some. Okay. Okay, sorry everyone. There is, yeah. Okay, I'm having to. Let me-
I'll just do it now.
It's not the question that I mind, it's your attitude. I think you are a terrible reporter. It's the way you ask these questions. You start off with a man who's highly respected, asking him a horrible, insubordinate, and just a terrible question. You're all psyched up. Somebody psychs you over at ABC. They're going to psych it. You're a terrible person and a terrible reporter.
Donald Trump is just saying I have nothing to do with it. It's simply a distraction. And I think it's a distraction, to be honest. I think the Democrats are trying to use it. I think Republicans overplayed their hand back before they were in office, and there was really nothing that juicy. If the CIA was involved, you'll never know. If Mossad was involved, you'll never know. Can we put this in perspective? If these agencies were involved and there was nefarious things that were done on a governmental level, we would never know anyway. Like, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell, get notifications. Anytime I go live and make a video, make sure you still subscribe to this channel, like this official name. Media for being as silly as they are, trying to blame him for everything. Roll the clip.
Mr. President, 1 week for
Second, you're a terrible person and a terrible reporter. As far as the Epstein files is, I have nothing to do with Jeffrey Epstein. I threw him out of my club many years ago because I thought he was a sick pervert. But but I guess I turned out to be right. But you know who does have? Bill Clinton, Larry Summers, who ran Harvard, was with him every single night, every single weekend. They lived together. They went to his island many times. I never did. Andrew Weissman, I hear. All these guys were friends of his. You don't even talk about those people. You just keep going on the Epstein files. And what the Epstein is a Democrat hoax to try and get me not to be able to talk about the $21 trillion that I talked about today. It's a hoax. Now, I just got a little report, and I put it in my pocket, of all the money that he's given to Democrats. He gave me none, zero, no money to me, but he gave money to Democrats. And people are wise to your hoax. And ABC's, your company, your crappy company, is one of the perpetrators. And I'll tell you something. I think the license should be taken away from ABC because your news is so fake and it's so wrong.
Now, I agree with him 1,000%. Not just for this. It's that these people, when you flat out tell a lie and conspire to affect an election by things that you say, you shouldn't have a license anymore. You're not media. You're a propaganda machine bought and paid for to push an agenda. That's, to me, that's problematic. But this is why get all up at one time. Now, because
I'm going to bring back just a little bit. Okay, here we go.
Evidence that he's associated, but they want to implicate him by asking a rhetorical question. Here's Caitlin Collins doing the exact same thing, and I'm going to prove to you that it's all bullcrap. Roll the clip.
Jeffrey Epstein mentioned Donald Trump by name multiple times in private correspondence over.
I want y'all to listen to her all the way through. This is the trick of media. Listen to what she said at the beginning of this clip and listen how she ends the clip. Propaganda. Roll it.
Jeffrey Epstein mentioned Donald Trump by name multiple times in private correspondence over the last 15 years or so. These are newly released emails obtained by CNN that show Jeffrey Epstein bringing Donald Trump up in conversations with Ghislaine Maxwell and the author Michael Wolff. We got them after members of Congress got their hands on them after they subpoenaed Jeffrey Epstein's estate, which in turn handed over thousands of documents to Congress. Now, in these emails, there's one that is a few years after Jeffrey Epstein got that sweetheart deal down in Florida, where Trump is referenced specifically by the late sex trafficker. Jeffrey Epstein writes in this email to Ghislaine Maxwell in April 2011 and says, "I want you to realize that that dog that hasn't barked is Trump. Redacted spent hours at my house with him. He has never once been mentioned. Police chief, etc. I'm 75% there." Maxwell responded and said, "I have been thinking about that." Now, the name of this person.
Here we go. You saw all of that she just said. How many people are watching past that point? How many people are going to watch past that? Not many people whatsoever. She set this whole thing up to make Trump look like they mentioned him in emails. And this is what Ghislaine Maxwell said. And then this is why they set it up. Now, listen to the second half of her thing and tell me that this is not propaganda. Roll the clip.
And was redacted by Democrats on the House Oversight Committee because they say she is a victim of Jeffrey Epstein's. But shortly after these emails were released, Republicans on that committee identified her as Virginia Giuffre. She's one of Jeffrey Epstein's most prominent survivors who died by suicide earlier this year. The Republicans are noting that in her book that she wrote, she talks about how she met Donald Trump, but does not accuse him of any wrongdoing. Now, of course, Trump himself is not actually a party to these emails. He is simply only talked about in these emails, and he has denied any wrongdoing and hasn't been accused of any. In another email that was released by the committee, the author Michael Wolff and Jeffrey Epstein are talking when Donald Trump is in office. This is in 2019. And Jeffrey Epstein seems to reference when Trump was saying that he had kicked Epstein out of his Mar-a-Lago club. Epstein writes, "Trump said he asked me to resign. Never a member ever. Of course, he knew about the girls as he asked Ghislaine to stop." Now, that doesn't have any context in this release, but it seems to be a reference to what we actually heard from Trump earlier this year when he said that he kicked Jeffrey Epstein out of his Mar-a-Lago club. The White House says for being a creep, and Trump says because Ghislaine Maxwell was poaching women from his Mar-a-Lago spa.
Now, why she didn't put this part at the beginning of what she said? She just literally proved that Donald Trump really had no connection with none of this stuff, proved that Donald Trump was correct when he kicked Epstein out of Mar-a-Lago, proved that all of the documentation and the refutation that Donald Trump has presented to the public is actually factual. She could have did that at the beginning, but instead she did it at the end where nobody's watching it. I'm telling you guys, it's insane. And then I got a clip of Ghislaine Maxwell saying Trump had nothing to do with nothing. But we'll get there in a second. Let's go to Robert Garcia and him getting embarrassed on TV, one of these Democrats. Again, pushing a lie and lying on Donald Trump, and Donald Trump is going to be right. Just wait a second, roll the clip.
These emails that were revealed today do not explicitly implicate Donald Trump in any crimes. And I think it's important to note that his name is mentioned in these emails. And it does raise questions about what he knew of Jeffrey Epstein's actions. Congressman, we're just getting a first reaction now from the White House to the release of these emails. This statement coming from the White House press secretary, Caroline Leavitt. I'm going to read it to you in full. The Democrats selectively leaked emails to the liberal media to create a fake narrative to smear President Trump. The unnamed victim referenced in these emails is the late Virginia Giuffre, who repeatedly said President Trump was not involved in any wrongdoing whatsoever and couldn't have been friendlier to her in their limited interactions. The fact remains that President Trump kicked Jeffrey Epstein out of his club decades ago for being a creep to his female employees, including Giuffre. These stories are nothing more than bad faith efforts to distract from President Trump's historic accomplishments. And any American with common sense sees right through this hoax and clear distraction from the government opening back up again. What's your response to that?
My response is simple. Then release all the files. If the president has nothing to hide, if the press secretary right there in her comments and statement, if they have nothing to hide at the White House or the Department of Justice, then all we want is for them to release the full files. It's very clear.
All right. let's go to Trump's clip. Let's go to clip 003. Now, they're framing it as if they just won't release the file. Listen to what Trump said. Road clip.
Here's what I want. We have nothing to do with Epstein. The Democrats do. All of his friends were Democrats. You look at this Reid Hoffman, you look at Larry Summers, Bill Clinton, they went to his island all the time, and many others, they're all Democrats. All I want for people to recognize the great job that I've done on pricing, on affordability, because we brought prices way down, but they're going way lower, on energy, on ending 8 wars, and another one coming pretty soon, I believe. We've done a great job. And I hate to see that deflect from the great job we've done. So I'm all for it. You know, we've already given 50,000 pages. You do know that. Unfortunately, like with the Kennedy situation, with the Martin Luther King situation, not to put Jeffrey Epstein in the same category, but no matter what we give, it's never enough. You know, with Kennedy, we gave everything.
So, and Kesh Patel came out and before when he was pressed in Congress, and he made mention that we've given everything we've been legally allowed to give. Donald Trump has given a lot of information about the Epstein files, and people are still confused. Ghislaine Maxwell.
It's a big, it just seems like it's a big distraction, you know? But yes, President Trump, he when he says some of the things that he says, it is like, wow. So yeah, now they're finding out it's a lot of the Democrats that are in the files. And it's just wow. It is just with everything what is happening with this whole situation. So let's go back and let's finish out what Officer Tatum has to say about it. Okay, let's go back.
Well, in her own voice. And you can say you don't believe it. That's fine. Go look at Grand News and you can search up stuff on there. Ghislaine Maxwell, in her own words, after being deposed, I think this was a deposition. This is what she said about Donald Trump. Why the media won't play this part? Roll it.
Well, I just want to say for my relationship with President Trump, relationship's a big word, but I just want to say that I met him, well, I believe I may have, because it was my father in the 90s. Yep. So my father liked him very much, and he really liked his wife as well, because we were both Czechoslovakian. And as far as I'm concerned, President Trump was always very cordial and very kind to me, and I just want to say that I admire his extraordinary achievement in becoming the president now, and I like him, and I've always liked him. So that is the sum and substance of my entire relationship with him.
Yeah, there ain't none there. So now here is a victim of Epstein's lawyer, right? Epstein victim's lawyer. I can say that right. This is what he has to say as he's done investigations with his victim or the woman he represents against Epstein. And this is his thoughts and his involvement with Donald Trump. Wrote a clip.
The only thing that I can say about President Trump is that he is the only person who, in 2009, when I served a lot of subpoenas on a lot of people, or at least gave notice to some pretty connected people that I wanted to talk to them. He is the only person who picked up the phone and said, let's just talk. I'll give you as much time as you want. I'll tell you what you need to know, and was very helpful in the information that he gave.
All right. So he's saying that Donald Trump was cooperative. Donald Trump said he had nothing to do with it. Ghislaine Maxwell said she don't even really know the guy. Let's see what Dershowitz has said about Epstein or about Donald Trump related to Epstein, because he was actually Epstein's lawyer. What does he say? What did Alan Dershowitz say? Wrote a clip.
When I was debriefing him, I said to him, Jeffrey, if you have anything on anybody important, you have to tell me that, because I may be able to be using that to get you a better deal. And then I gave him a list of names of people. And in the list of names was Donald Trump. And he said to me personally, to my face, Alan, there's nothing I can give you about Trump that will help me get a better deal. So I have actually personal experience with that. It's not speculation in my case. Now, again, was Epstein telling the truth?
All right, so let's go to Chip Roy, who put the icing on the cake when it comes to this. This is clip 106.
Confirm whether what I'm about to say is correct, that it was in fact President Trump's administration in 2019 that federally indicted Epstein in July of 2019, that it was in fact the Trump administration, the first term, that was going after Maxwell and set the stage for her indictment, that it was in fact the Trump administration, along with the oversight committee led by Republicans, that have released tens of thousands of pages of documents this year via the appropriate path of subpoena and making sure that more information is public. And then in fact, as the gentlelady from Wyoming noted, in a hearing that I was sitting in right next door in oversight, where I was questioning Michael Cohen, literally while I personally was questioning Michael Cohen, we had a Democratic member of that committee that was texting in real time with already convicted pedophile Jeffrey Epstein. Is that correct? I yield back.
You are absolutely correct. I've watched the video. With that, I yield back.
Ladies and gentlemen, is this enough information that Donald Trump had nothing to do with it, which would entail, in my personal opinion, that Donald Trump don't have much to cover up? Donald Trump is just saying I have nothing to do with it. It's simply a distraction. And I think it's a distraction, to be honest. I think the Democrats are trying to use it. I think Republicans overplayed their hand back before they were in office, and there was really nothing that juicy. I want people to understand this very clearly, and we're going to get to some other things, but I want people to understand this very clearly. If the CIA was involved, you'll never know. If Mossad was involved, you'll never know. Can we put this in perspective? If these agencies were involved and there was nefarious things that were done on a governmental level, we would never know anyway. They've deleted the files already. If there was really this big, huge implication of Democrats, meaning that people will go to prison over this stuff, they would have just deleted the files. They would have just did manipulative tactics. Let me say this real quick. Can I say this? Somebody clip this and put this online. Think about this for a minute. Look at the hypocrisy with the Epstein and Charlie Kirk stuff. People think that the FBI and Charlie Kirk situation made up stuff and they're covering up stuff, meaning that they're covering things up. They're manipulating evidence. They're manipulating surveillance. They're somehow manipulating interviews with people. They somehow coordinate with Turning Point USA and the security team. They're doing all this. They can't do that with Epstein. Listen, you would never know the truth about Epstein, really, if the FBI is capable of.
Wow. So there you have it. That is very, yes, Angela, I've been keeping an eye on MTG. I actually liked her. There's so much lying going on. Some days I don't know who to believe. That is, yes, I agree. That is true. That is true. But I will say this, but all of this that is happening, and I believe this stuff is coming to light for a reason, and I'm so happy about that. And wow. So what does anyone else have any comments? She admitted it. She got burnt by Trump and she's not happy. Oh, okay. Okay, so it's okay. Wow. Well, that was the only two clips that I had that I wanted to share with everyone. And once again, like I had stated, if anyone would like to come up onto the live, feel free. I can drop the link in the comment section. And so with that, this was open mic. So with open mic, as opposed to when Kathy and I, when we go live, we have it all planned out. It's all scheduled out. It's all of that. And so open mic is like, it depends on you all. So if you have a question or something that you want to share, this would be a good time to do that. Okay, I'm just reading through the comment sections, which is really great. She admitted she got burnt by Trump and she's not happy. Okay. Okay. See, I used to like her too. Okay. So I don't see any other comments on this, and okay, I don't see any other comments on this topic or what we're discussing, or have any questions or just want to share. I don't see that. So okay. Well, see, okay. So with that being said, if there is not any other questions, I want to say, oh, but before I do that, I almost forgot. I almost forgot. So we have merch. Yay! And so this is our, let me Okay. There we go. So here is some of the merch that we have in our Faith and Freedom shop that I wanted to share with you. I hope I can do this. Oh my goodness. Okay, there we go. Hmm. I cannot find it, but okay. See, there we go. All right, so yay, merch. Yeah, I was trying to, I need to show it. Let me see. Let me share my screen here. And I will be, nope, there it is. Okay. So I don't know if you probably can't. Okay, there it is. Um, so this is okay. So this is some merch that we have in Faith and Freedom. It's Faith and Freedom, the Conversation podcast merch. So we have here short sleeve, which that would be for the summer, fall. Yeah, because I've worn during the season like that. So um, okay, now we have a mug. If you can see that, we have a Faith and Freedom mug, so beautifully designed. And then we have the sweatshirt. We have the sweatshirt of Faith and Freedom. And so Kathy is working on like a water bottle, but a water bottle that has metal lining, not, just plastic, but with, yes, um, with glass, ceramic. Yes, of what the mug is made of. So, and then the Faith and Freedom one, it comes in colors red, white, and blue, and black. And so that's the colors of that. And let me, okay, there we are. Let's see. Make this a little bit not so. There we go. So, yes. So that is that part. And if there is no more questions, then I will go ahead and I will be signing off for today. This is why I could never be a podcast, too much computering. That is funny, Paula. Yeah, you have to get up, you have to move around. You definitely it would not be feasible or advisable to sit at your desk for long times of hours. That's not good anyways. So there you go. I need a new coffee mug. I collected. There you go, Paula. And so now you can add the Faith and Freedom, the conversation. So, okay. I don't see any more questions, or I don't see any questions as of right now. I'm looking. Okay. I don't see anything, any new comments. So, with that said, oh, you said I need a new coffee mug. Oh my goodness. So, let's go here. There we go. Let's see. Is there? Okay. All right, everybody. So, okay. So, with that said, if there is not any other questions about what is going on currently, or questions about things that is going on, um, just yeah. Um, I think that's it. Okay, let's see. Let me go back. Um, Aw, thank you, sis. Yes, I do. As so, I know I've said this more than one time, but I do want to say this. So please let's keep our sister Kathy in prayer. She has mentioned to us um, about how she's going to be having this very important upcoming surgery. And so, those who are prayer warriors, please lift her up. The surgery is going to be on the 8th of December. So we're praying for a successful surgery and that everything will be fixed that needs to be fixed, everything that it will be done. And that she will have a speedy recovery. So, um, so yes, and so moving forward, what faith and freedom the conversation would look like is it'll be me. It will be me, and if I can have someone that's a guest or someone who wants to come on with me, I would greatly appreciate it. Just reach out to me in a DM, but but this is pretty much how the platform will be. It will be open mic. We will talk about the latest of what is happened or what is happening. And so, yes, and then when January comes back around, um, hopefully Kathy will be better and back to her old self, and just how that'll be just um, once she is able to come back on Faith and Freedom, the conversation. So that is all that I have. Yes, let me go back through. Paula, if you have time to join us tomorrow evening, I will post it in the live chat. Millie has one as well. Yes. And yeah, and so I know this is Faith and Freedom, the conversation, but there is also, I want to mention tomorrow at 7:10 Central Standard Time PM, there is going to be a push tomorrow, push in prayer. Pray till something happens. And so, so if you can join us at 7:10 on At the Heart of the Conversation, our sister Shireen is going to be taking place on her channel. And so if you can join us, please. If you have a prayer life, please, come. If you don't, please come. Regardless, we are asking that you would come and join us tomorrow and see what God may do. So, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Paula. I don't feel like that I am, but I do want to keep things going while Kathy will be recovering and going through all of that. And so I did want to keep the channel going. So Yes. Let's see. Is there anything? Okay. Nope, nothing else. Thank you once again. Thank you, Paula. Thank you, Shireen. Thank you, Angela. Thank you. Thank you for Paula. Thank you so much. Thank you for, yes, there we go. Okay. Um, Thank you so much, everyone, for being here. And I'll end on this note. Whatever it is that you do, um, whatever you eat, whatever you drink, whatever it is that you do, do all unto the honor and glory of God. I hope everyone have a good night, and that you will enjoy your Shabbat Shalom on tomorrow. And join Shireen and myself and Sister Millie. We will be tomorrow doing a special thing about prayer, push prayer. And so it will be on At the Heart of the Conversation, as well as it will be on my channel as well. So, so thank you so much, everyone, for joining us, and have a Okay, sorry about that. Have a blessed night. And until next time, take care, everybody. Thank you so much.